morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel L. Conning. Welcome to Premarket Info.
Big round of debates last night. Appears that Romney has taken round one. We'll break it down for you. It is same-store sales Thursday. Lots of retailers reporting their September sales. MAR has earnings and NUVA lowers guidance. Also INFA lowering guidance as well. But yesterday it was all about Hewlett-Packard. An ugly, ugly day for the stock, falling over 2 points. We're going to break down and talk about the PC sector. Got a chart of Obama on InTrade there, Joel. What's your take from the debates last night?
Well, first of all, remember when we talked about this back in December and InTrade had it a 50-50 market, and I did a little blog there, and I said it's a chance to double your money. Well, it got up to like 75% probability.
Actually, like 78 a couple days ago.
Yeah, 78, so it's pulled back a little bit. I was watching it with my daughter and my wife, and I thought Romney, he was definitely strong. He was skilled in his points. I thought he was a little bit attacking, a little bit on the bitter side, which I don't know how that settles with people. But, boy, it's certainly a lot easier to attack the current, the status quo and come up with hypothetical ideas how to change everything around than to defend your current stance.
Yeah, and the guy on MSNBC, the one analyst there, made a good point here. Like, you've got Romney attacking, and Obama really didn't attack, but the analyst on MSNBC was saying there is no way that the Democrats were going to jeopardize Obama's likability. So they weren't going to attack in the same way that Romney attacked. Obama was on there. That's his biggest asset, is his likability. So his attacks were very subdued compared to Romney.
Well, we'll see. We got a month heading into the election, so it should be exciting.
Just looking at the chart. So actually, Obama did fall off last night. He was trading around 74% probability. Got down to about 65, bounced a bit at the end. I think he's around 67% probability this morning. So InTrade is declaring Romney the victory of the first debate. Let's move on to the markets here. The markets are liking the debates last night. We did rally up here overnight. We're up 5.5, trading 1450.5 here. This whole area of 1430, we've been talking in the mid 1430s. We've bottomed down there multiple times. We have rallied out of there. Now we are hanging out at the upper end of this range, this whole 1451, 1452 area.
Yeah, we did kind of have a lazy break yesterday, snuck down under that 1440 level. A lot of people were probably looking for 1432.25, which was Tuesday's low. We couldn't get there. So your support moves up again in the S&P's major support to 1435.50, quite a ways away from there right now. Taking a look at the upside, we did sneak over Monday's high, which was 51.50 in the overnight session, got up to 53. Traders should note the last 2 days we have run up to the Globex high and then had a pretty good sell-off. So we'll see if that trick works again today. The other major resistance level, 1457, which is our 8-day high.
Obviously, the big factor is going to be the jobs number tomorrow. So I'd expect a little bit more muted activity here today, but that jobs number could be a mover at 8:30 tomorrow. Want to talk about Hewlett-Packard. Wow, what a disaster for the stock yesterday. Here's the stock. It's been, obviously, that we know, we've been talking, the PC sector has been weak. Yesterday they lowered their guidance, their earnings guidance for the full year, basically saying, looking out here, 3 to 4 year plan turnaround. That's a long time. 1482 is where it's trading this morning. It's actually down another 10 cents. This stock does not look pretty.
Boy, I tell you, you can't step into this stock here until at least it makes a couple bottoms in the same area. Looking at the activity from yesterday, 1485 with the low and the 91 close. Monster volume, too. I think some people were puking this position all over the street. 85 low. Looking at the pre-market activity, we have even traded below that level. Kind of basing here, 1476 has been the low, so keep an eye on that. Now, going out to find some longer term support, you're really going to challenge me this morning. But if you go back to March in 2003, you had a low at 14.18.
2003, so we're almost
Yes.
approaching 10-year lows here on Hewlett Packard. I've actually had this. I had a few stocks in my portfolio, and about a month and a half ago, I made a call that I just don't want to own anything to do with the PC sector. So I took some losses, I took some gains too. If we go back, just it was right around here. I sold at 18 bucks. I actually, this was in my investment portfolio. This was not in my trading portfolio because I don't let trades go this far against me. But I had a few hundred shares I'd bought from 30. It had rallied up. I wrote calls against it a couple times. I think I had my average price down to about 28. I ate it. I decided I don't want to own the stock. I sold at 18 a month and a half ago, and man, I'm glad I did after yesterday's move. A couple other stocks I had dumped. You knew I had dumped my Microsoft position, which I had had for years. I dumped that at 31 just about a month and a half ago. And Intel, I've had that for years and years too, and I dumped that about a month and a half ago, just above 23. And Dell too. I had all four of those, so I had everything I had in my portfolio, and I have a lot of stocks in my investment portfolio. It's just for me and my wife. I got about 70 or 80 stocks in there, and I'm cleaning it up, and I've dumped everything to do with PC, and I dumped Dell too. So Dell I lost on, Hewlett Packard I lost on, Intel I actually made some pretty good money on, Microsoft I kind of scratched.
You know what it is with these companies, at least with the Dell and Hewlett Packard, it's lack of innovation. I mean, what? I mean, they come out with a new shape or form or something, but compared to Apple who comes out with new versions and iPads and things like that. When have you seen something new from Hewlett Packard or Dell? And another thing is like they're a lot of this Dell stuff I've had around for years. It just doesn't break down, just doesn't go away. Their products are too good and they lack innovation.
Well, I don't know if that's the case with Hewlett Packard because I've got a new Hewlett Packard here from a year ago, and I've already had to format the hard drive twice because it ends up getting viruses. My wife's got an Apple computer; she loves it. I'm still not familiar with the whole user interface. I'm obviously have my iPhones and stuff, but the Macs I'm not that familiar with, so that's probably why I still stick with the PC. But maybe eventually I'm going to become an Apple lover too, and it's definitely Apple. Apple is eating into the PC sector. We know that here. Looking at Apple, for the last couple of days here, let's just analyze the Apple chart.
Okay. Had that dip down to 650, got everybody nice and bearish and had a nice pop. Came down just above the double close area, had around 660 and 661. Had a nice rally. That rally, the only thing that stopped it was the end of the day. 671.86 has been was the high from yesterday. Looking at the pre-market, someone got a little giddy at 674.40. That's been the high in the pre-market. 671's looking like very good support. The next stopping point, if you're going to play Apple from the long side this morning, going to bump into Monday's high. It's 676.75.
Yeah, I like this stock still from the long side. I'll tell you why. We had this washout, like we were saying, everybody down here was getting short-term bearish sentiment. We're going under 650, and then we rallied that 12 straight points. That was just Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon, and then yesterday we didn't pull back at all. So a lot of people do not like to take losses. I bet you there's still some people caught short here. So a lot of times what you'll see is a move, a little bit of consolidation, then a continuation of the same move, and we're starting to see that here. We consolidated in the whole 665 area, and now we're starting to look like we could start to climb here again. I think 675 is probably your first stopping ground. We did have a few highs there from last week, and then I look at the 680 number, but I think the path of least resistance, believe it or not, on Apple is higher, at least for now. I don't know if the tops, and we were kind of saying and thinking that that top, that 702 area might actually, or 705 top, might be the top. You've got this whole longer term head and shoulders thing kind of happening here if you look out to the monthlies. But short term here, I still think we could get back up to the 680 area, but I'm not saying that I'm an Apple bull. I'm an Apple very, very short-term bull, and that could change in a hurry. It is same. Oh, go ahead, Joel.
I just wanted to alert our traders that are active in Google at all. You have a very interesting formation here. You've had a series of tops in the 765 level, one below, one right at it, and then 2 days ago you hit 765.99, kind of flirting up there in the pre-market. So playing it from the short side, you better have your hat on here if we go through 765.99, the all-time high.
Yeah, if we take out and start making new all-time highs, this thing has had basically a week and a half of consolidation here between 750 and that 765 here that you cited. This starts getting up trading 767, 768, it could march. So I'd be very cautious if I was short it. Have your tight stops. Do not get caught short in this thing that starts taking off to the 770 area. Um, MAR earnings here. Marriott reporting last night 44 cents against estimates of 40. Stock is rallying in the pre-market. It rallied more last night. It was up in the 40 handle. Joel will find the after hours high for you. It then pulled back and got all the way down. It was actually trading down and now rallying here again this morning.
Someone got real excited here. 40.88 was the pre-market high. After that, the lowest you've come back down to is the $39 level. Kind of like to see this in the pre-market. After you get such a big move, you're getting some consolidation between 39.70 and 39.80. That coincides with the 39.72 top you had on the 27th. That's good resistance. Above that, you probably have a few lazy sellers at 40. And then after that, you're looking at 40.41 to 40.60 was a double top. But once again, this is not like a real thick stock, so you could get some pretty good movement in it. But best support I can find for you is at 38.50. That's a double bottom from Tuesday and Wednesday.
Nuvasive, NUVA, cut guidance last night. It's a medical device maker. That stock is getting rocked here. Actually, it's one that doesn't usually move this much, but it's down 28% this morning.
Oh!
$16.12 on 571,000 shares after closing at 22.62. So it's taking out all the short-term support. We got to go out to the weeklies to try to find support. Where's that support, Joel?
Well, if you ask the people that are trading in the pre-market, they like this whole 1550 area. Made a low at 1541 not too long ago and just been bouncing around that area. So let's keep an eye on 1541. Going back in the charts, I mean, this thing did have a nice rally. And you know where that rally started from in April? 1536 and 1538, coinciding with the pre-market low at 1540. So that's some major support here, folks, and you might not even see it during the regular session.
INFA Informatica also lowering guidance here this morning. Stock trading down 18% at 27.5. Closed at 33.63 on big volume here too, 473,000 shares. So this stock here not going to have a good day either.
Oh, wow. Look at this. This thing traded 1.5 million yesterday, and it's already traded at
500,000.
Yeah, 500. That is a huge move for this stock. Spiked down to 26.41, 26.40 low, actually getting a bounce off that level. You got to believe the shorts will be back in there trying to cover at that level. On the rebound here, we're trading at 27.50, but 27.66 has been the high since we made that low. And coming back up after that, your next resistance point would be at 28.55.
Let's talk about a few of the stocks. It is same-store sales Thursday. I want to start with Target here. They came out with their same-store sales. The stock is lifting up 64.29. Light volume closed at 63.09. A couple other ones just to mention them. There's Macy's as well. That's actually come out same-store sales, and the Gap. But let's start with Target.
Target. Okay, straight up here, over a buck. Hit a high at 64.29, just kind of hanging out there. You did have a double top at 63. Actually, more than that. You had a series of top right around the 63.80 level. So if you do get a good pullback, that will be support, as well as yesterday's high at 63.49. Target had a couple real bad days here, and it kind of sliced through this through the 64 handle like a hot knife through butter. So I'm sure there'll be some people out there with some orders looking for this to maybe get back up to the 64.44 high that it had on September 26th.
TJ Maxx also reporting same-store sales. Stock is trading up as well. This one's interesting because it's actually approaching some key resistance levels.
Mm-hmm.
46.10's where it closed, trading at 45.21. Obviously, the all-time high. Is that an all-time high or 52-week high?
I remember this stock has just been making all-time highs. Whoo, look at that monthly there, man. How do we not own this stock?
Wow, that is insane. 2009, the thing's under $9. It's over 45 now. What a march, man. That is crazy. My wife likes going to those TJX stores too. You get some pretty good deals in those places. So I guess when you're in an economy that isn't that strong, these middle of the road stores here, it's like just basically an apparel store, but it's a cheaper apparel store where you find deals. These stocks do well.
Well, if you want, I will allow you to draw like a really, really steep.
You want me to draw a really steep line here for you?
Yeah.
Well, actually, we got to do a couple different lines because it
Yeah,
started in
you could do the
2009, and then it goes into this parabolic move.
Yeah,
like,
that can't hold, man. That can't hold. That is just
pretty
that
unsustainable.
Is stock market. That can't happen. That can't be a true.
It
chart.
can hold for a while. It's been holding
maybe
for
I'll
a
turn
while.
my head upside down and then stand on my head and it will look bearish. But boy, oh boy, I guess the only thing you would look at is 46.67, the all-time high in the stock. Looking at the pre-market activity, you've just got the pop up here. 46.10's been the high.
Macy's, which is symbol M, reported same-store sales as well. It's trading down just a bit, but on 40,000 shares. So here's a stock that's had a great run. We had actually drawn the trend back from July. Obviously, has broken that now, but now starting to climb here again. This whole $40 area would probably be a pretty big psychological number if it was to start turning around and rallying, but it is trading down here about 15 cents.
Yeah, let's take a look at yesterday's range, 39.59 high. It looks like it's going to be good resistance now. The pre-market pop only got it to 39.48. On the downside here, 38.70 was yesterday's low. I just don't think you can get real bearish a stock until it breaks through the 38.70. Next support level below that would be 38.29.
AT&T and Verizon did rally yesterday like we suspected they might. They're usually strong ahead of those dividends, so the stocks have been taking off. Sometimes day before you get people a little bit crowded and it can actually do some funny things. It's a bad tick still on that Verizon chart, but AT&T, I think just keep an eye on ththose highs. Like obviously 38.57 is huge resistance up there, 38.58. But we're still 40 cents away from there. Stock is trading up in the pre-market again, though, up at 38.30.
Yeah, look at that. You had a quadruple bottom here in the 37.60 level, 60, 60, 68, 67, and then when the market popped, I mean, someone just came in to buy a boatload.
Dividend hungry.
Yep, dividend-hungry people, you can't blame them. 38.17, that's been the second highest close of the move. You had a close at 38.25 back on the 24th of September. Keeping an eye on that 38.33, that was the high. And then actually going up to the multi-year high at 38.58. We just missed that a few days ago, got up to 38.57. Now, the tricky thing will be buying this on pullbacks here today and looking, if you get a breakdown perhaps to the $38 level, the way things are looking right now, doesn't look like you're going to see it, but probably real good support at 38.
Just to finish the show, let's talk about these oils because their relative strength wasn't that great yesterday. Chevron did sell off. It was down, I think, over $1 here. Got up, kissed up there around the 118 area on Thursday, opened down a little bit, or on Tuesday, sorry, opened down a little bit yesterday and just kept selling off.
Yeah, this is not a healthy looking chart here. Three bottoms right here in the 116 area, 116.05, yesterday's low.
Right.
Didn't get much of a pop. Kind of just up 11 cents in the pre-market. Keep a whole eye on this 116 level. Below that, you do have the low on September 20th at 115.50. But I think if you get some good momentum here going through 116, you'll have no problem taking out that 115.50. 115.50. And if this stock really goes into reverse, triple bottom back on 11th, 12th, and 13th of September, right around the 114 handle.
ExxonMobil looking a little bit toppy on the charts too. Didn't quite break down like the Chevron did yesterday, but not looking great here. I mean, it rallied towards the end of the day, which kind of made it look better than it was. It was right at near the lows, 91 and a quarter, and then the last hour it rallied up 50 cents. But still not looking great either, but not quite as weak as the Chevron chart.
A lot. I mean, oil did have a big sell-off yesterday, so that might have, attributed to some of the decline. The support in ExxonMobil is not quite as well defined as it is in Chevron Corporation. But going back on the dailies here, you have a lot of lows between 90.93 and 91.10. Another low at 91.28. Let's call that a whole $91 level major support. But this thing is getting a pop in the pre-market, 91.99. So this one's doing a little bit better. And we remember what happens every time this thing gets in the 92 handle, the two-day high, 92.18, and it's only settled above 92 once.
Yeah, there's always been sellers who've been saying that the whole 92.50 area has been enormous. It keeps sniffing up there and then sells off. But anytime this gets in the 92s, it just seems to sell off. Until the stock can start trading above 92.5 and close above 92.5, it's really hard to be bearish. It just looks like or really hard to be bullish. It's really just looking like a toppy pattern there. Overall thoughts on the market here today ahead of the jobs number, Joel. We're just kind of hanging out here, but we're up 7.
Well, the reason we're up, CNBC is going to say that because Romney won the debates and he's going to get elected, and the market likes Romney in there, so that's their explanation. My explanation is it's just a bull market, and 1453 is your stopping point on the upside. That's the overnight high, and 1457 is your next resistance level after that. Coming back on the downside, the support's going to be a little bit tricky. I don't know if we'll get back down to the close, but I got some minor support here at the 1448 level if you're looking to try along on a decline.
That's our show for today, folks. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow.